I don't want to say any particular person has been my favourite, because I've had so many doctors over the years, and each and every one of them together saved my life and made me who I am today. But I think the most important thing about having, I guess, a favourite doctor is the way they treat the patient. The difference between a doctor having your history, knowing why you're there and what your appointment's for, rather than having a doctor that you walk in and they're like, oh, what are you here for? And you need to feel cared and looked after. And I think that also helps. Being the children's and adult system is very different, and the transition between is hard as well. But yeah, having a doctor that you can trust with any worry that you have, even if it's small, is, I think, my most important. I have a doctor that I can go to, that I can be like, I'm having this, and he'll be like, it's not this or it's not that, or he'll reassure me and make sure that what I'm feeling is all right.
It's always very tricky trying to nominate the favourite health professional, because we had so many. It might have been a consultant, or sometimes it may have been a single nurse who you experienced one thing at 2:00 in the morning with, but it was a very important moment. So, however, I think one thing that struck me is we had our original oncology consultant, who stayed with us obviously all the way through sort of palliative care. And people would often say, oh, you got him, because he gave the impression of this old curmudgeon, a bit grumpy. Whereas in fact, there's nothing further from the truth. If you understood his life story, you realized he had seen so much. And that often meant he'd also seen treatments overseas. He'd seen some of the treatments that people were happy to put children through, which in Australia we had slightly different ideas.
We were in hospital for 3 months with Mark in 2014. And we were very lucky. We had ambulatory care coordination. We had an amazing neurologist, an amazing respiratory specialist, an amazing paediatrician. So I just have to say, I love everyone who was in Team Mark. I couldn't pick one, to be honest. I think they each brought something unique to the table, and I couldn't identify one individual.
All of these people, they were just incredible. Like, they became our family, you know, anywhere from, cleaners to the people that worked in the kitchen, the specialists, the heads of the departments, you know.
The NICU nurses who nursed Eliza on the day that she died, they actually came down after their shift and stayed and actually, were there with us for the end. Yeah. Some real special ones. And they didn't have to be there. It was just...
They were incredible, I think.
They were absolutely fantastic.
Sitting there in that room, and, I had a child that had died in my arms, and I looked up, and I will never forget the experience of these incredible people had formed a guard of honour around the room, and I will never forget that. To feel that support and the love, that they had for us and for Eliza, it was just incredible. Yeah.
One of the doctors down in the PICU ward as well, he was there for the end. Yeah, he was brilliant. It was one of his last days because he was heading back over to Ireland.
I think he was Irish.
Yeah, he was Irish.
Incredible fellow.
And incredible bloke. He just looked after us and cried with us. It was just, it was amazing. These people were amazing. And as I said, there's too many of them to actually pick a favourite. It's just, they were all integral in our care and Eliza's care. And they were always there for us. Yeah.